use your clients. Like if
Yeah.
you want more of that client, speak to them and find their problem and address that with your content until you attract more of the people you do, which is all I've done. And I can say that I'm coaching. Everyone is someone that I want to be coaching.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking
ideal.
cool.
Yeah. I think I've really changed my opinion on that too. I've changed what that means in my head.
Yeah.
So even in our marketing, we've always been like, work with people you want to work with. And I think perhaps because we're quite fortunate, Jason and I, that we work with also a lot of people that are the result that we like to work with as well. Before that, my first achievement was working with people that I wanted to work with.
Yeah.
Based on personality, values, effort they would bring, those types of things. It wasn't like I want 30 robots that check in perfectly every single week and track the macros and do it. Like I still don't have that.
Yeah.
Maybe half my book is that.
Yeah, I don't even have that either.
So it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, it's people I get along with. And this is something I posted on Learn during the week, is like the number one way to make less money as a personal trainer is to try and be something you're not, to try and make more money.
Yeah, I like that.
So I had a call during the week and we've been working with someone for 3 months actively, maybe 4 all up, and just looking at the data and comparative to another business, it's literally the same, and just being like, this doesn't add up. Why is it working perfectly here and not perfectly there? And all the metrics suggest it should work. The engagement's good, the page is growing, the link in bio clicks are huge, everything's like, this should be fucking flying. What is going on? Obviously that data, like you said, writing down and looking at the data that actually matters, not how many of my friends liked it or PTs or whatever. It's like, it's not, this bit's broken. Why? And then we had like other friction and things were hard, and it was like pulling teeth to kind of get the job done, and everything was back and forth. It was a little bit rough, and we're just like, fuck, this isn't really doing it. 90-minute conversation later, it's like, do you actually want to train any of these people? Because it sounds like you fucking hate them. And he was like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay, let's fucking stop talking to them then.
Yeah.
Let's build you a book full of people that want to talk about the footy and the cricket and like being around the footy club, and they're fucking members and work the canteen, and like they're those, everyone pictures a personality type in that space. The way you talk, the language you use, the probably lack of political correctness, and all of that that's like part of that culture. Let's just put that in your gym.
Yeah.
Because at the moment you have some of that, and then you have Jenny come in and see 18 footballers and be like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that now. It's, I want a small stable of, I want to create a ground of strength powerlifting team, and it's very exclusive and you almost have to try out to get into it, because I don't want millions of powerlifters. I don't want millions of, eventually when I stack enough proof, bodybuilders. I wanted a small crew of people that I 100% get on with and know that I can push in a direction there. That's the niche sorted.
Yep.
The rest is, they're all the same people that I want to hang out with. But fuck, I don't want everyone to be bodybuilders. That's fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather, have people who just want to put in change and make a huge amount of effort. Like, that's my main thing, is I really push effort.
Yep.
In a lot of my, in my stories, and that's what I want to get out of people, is the fact is that this stuff takes effort. It takes a long time. It's understanding that, it doesn't happen overnight. There's struggle involved. Struggle is important for you to grow. Like, that's the main outcome that you get from the gym. I don't want to be so niched out that it's just I'm doing the same thing over again. Because you put it in the realm of like being a specialist with surgery. Yes, you're getting paid squillions.
Yep.
But I don't really care about having to do surgery on this part of my wrist day in, day out. I would go insane.
Yeah.
But maybe the money would change my mind. I don't know.
Yeah. So in this situation, it was like, this coach is like born and bred sport, loves it. The idea of making an athlete perform better. It's like he's at the moment working exceptional hours, ridiculous, just to try and keep his head above water. And is willing to go from his football game to his client's football game straight afterwards. and show up on the Sunday. And I'm like, bro, that makes, if you have that over here, you don't have to work anymore. Because you love every second of it. It's not work. Because you like having a conversation. You like everyone that comes in the door. You like all of that. And it doesn't have to be making someone's stop, pivot, acceleration better. Might be that.
Yep.
But what if you just hung out with people that are in that environment?
Enjoyed football.
That just like it. Like we're rebuilding everything at the moment, like Value Compass and campaigns and all that kind of stuff. And I got a mate from home who's like my age, fucking gets injured every year, but just like keeps showing up. He just fucking loves it. Loves being around the boys. Loves a beer on a Saturday night. Like we'll watch probably every game of AFL over the weekend, and then we'll watch the World Cup cricket, and then we'll watch the fucking basketball, baseball, whatever. If it's sport, I'm in. So now it's just like, well, how do we make a product for him?
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily want to do cone drills to be better at this thing. But if it feels like footy training in the gym, and he's getting, like we talked about in the other pod, like getting the slap on the ass at the end instead of the fist bump that the powerlifters do, and this feels like home to me, man, he's going to have a fucking great time.
Yeah.
He's going to pay you all of his money to stay in that room.
Absolutely.
Because he can also do it in a safe environment, not get hurt.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's like, okay, if we build this, people will come to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's you. And if you just be you, you will attract people that are similar. But the second you step back and be like, I have to run a fat loss program because fat loss program's how you make profit, and you hate training fat loss people, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and I ran into that as well. Like, I just do not speak about nutrition because I find it incredibly boring. And I think if you don't know what to eat, then it's confusing to me.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're still not grown out of your mum cooking for you or whatever, that's my logic with it. It's a bit harsh, but ultimately it's like, if you don't know what to eat as a 30-year-old person, it's I don't have any sympathy.
It's not your skill set.
No, but it's not my skill set. You know, Liana, she's a bit more nice with the nutrition side of things, so I let her do it.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, I focus a lot on, like I said, just the effort training takes, the mentality it takes, you know, showing myself training hard, you know, all of these things to show this is what builds my body and has built the athletes the clients that I coach at any level.
Yeah.
I don't tell them that this happens overnight. You're not going to be screaming and yelling and carrying on like I do in my training. Like, that is a very, very specific skill, and it takes a long time, and it doesn't look like that for everyone. But if I can get you into the gym and show you the amount of effort that you can actually put into something, it's like you're going to hang around, because it's like afterwards you're like, wow, I have never done that before. I never thought that was possible. And, you know, and that's the level of client I have now. Like, all of them are like that, which is really, really fun. You know, whether they want to compete, whatever, I don't really give a fuck.
Who cares?
You know,
I'm the same.
For me, I always go, you know, the program is your competition.
Sometimes I'm like, fuck, another one.
You know, I always say the program is your competition. You're competing every day.
Yeah.
That's what the metric should be. So if you treat it as though it is a competitive sport, and you look at your program when you get into the gym and you go, oh, I did X reps on this, or wait, I need to beat that. Well, there's your progressive overload and everything else. And you know, and that's how now I'm selling my product, and, you know, I'm attracting it seems to be a printing press for the same person.
Yeah.
You know, they set an incredibly high standard for themselves, and, you know, they resonate with all the stuff that seems to be coming out right now, which is, you know, it's taken me, what is it? How long have I did STC for? 2 years?
Yeah, something like that.
To work that out.
Yeah.
So again, but that just started, like, to reverse back from just starting with my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other point I want to re-highlight is you stepping into the metrics that matter. And we obviously just dove straight into, like, content, because that's where you're at, trying to get online, all that kind of stuff. There's a part of it of, like, we've spoken about on the podcast before, you're not above anything. And when you start to look at metrics of, like, well, what worked?
Yep.
So for us, we had the conversation about, like, DMs.
Yep.
It's like, fuck, I actually have to speak to people. They're not just... You don't get to a point where it's like,
hello,
come to me.
Yeah.
Like...
Standing in front of my audience.
And people do, but very few of them. It's a very low percentage. So it's like, okay, so outreach is the thing. You know, I
Mm.
probably have to accept that outreach is going to be part of the job that I don't love. I can find a way to make it fun, but it's probably not the most exciting part of my day.
Yeah, and also don't be afraid of, like, you know, if you're full, like, just
Have a conversation with people.
yeah, but just like also stop outreach for a bit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, close
yeah.
your books. Like
Yeah.
while I'm doing that, like end of the week, I'm closing my books.
Yeah.
You know, for me to do that has been a massive relief of anxiety,
Yeah.
of constantly thinking that I need to get new clients.
Mm.
Now, if obviously people come to me, of course, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out of my way
Searching for
now because I've got a great team and I want to make sure that I'm, first of all, what matters most to me is results
Yeah.
for that group of people, because then that's going to attract, they're going to go, fuck, I got these results. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's more conducive, in my opinion, to go, okay, what's my client limit? Whether you're there or not, just close books for a bit, fucking make some results,
Yeah.
and then open them up. So
Yeah.
that's what, you know, I'm doing now, which is pretty
So
cool.
if you're a face-to-face coach
Mm.
and you're not necessarily driving online and that's not important, the most typical ones like this, just stop making calls.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, I'm not getting... Again, it's not, I don't just stand at reception and be like,
Hello.
hello. And people come up and sign up for personal training. So it's the same thing. It's like people get to the point where like, oh, I'm above this.
Mm.
Or whether they consciously think it or not, but you can see it in the behavior. It's like, oh, I don't have to do that anymore.
It's funny how we, like, you know, both of us would probably spend fuck tons of money on going and seeing business people just for them to tell us that.
Yeah.
They go, how I made my millions was I did heaps of cold calls.
Yeah. I was really good at selling.
Got used to hearing no more than yes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, over 10 years, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
So, and then we're at this point, we're like, oh, I don't want to make fucking calls.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's what's going to get you the thing
Yeah.
more than anything that you do. Like,
Yeah.
just like, yeah, maybe you're going viral on the internet might, but ultimately you're still going to have to find a system that you can still keep attracting people, because,
Yeah.
you know, being viral doesn't last very long.
And I like the idea of the journaling thing and the presence of mind, even if you fucking did it weekly, man. Like,
Yeah. So
sitting down and looking at your business metrics, then going, what do I actually need to do to get the outcomes that I want?
Yep.
And then stop fucking with everything else.
Yep.
Like, stop worrying about, because I guarantee you'll never look at your metrics and find a stat that says you need a new logo.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, or you
Or
need to
website.
change your fucking business
Yeah.
name or
Mm.
something like that people will spend. I had a trainer, I reckon it was like a month. I'm like, hey, have you started? What's going on? Oh, I'm just like really stuck on a name.
Yeah, cool.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what does STC stand for? Like, I don't know. He's like,
know.
exactly. Who fucking cares? Like, call it Jimbo's. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You can get really hooked up on that, which we sort of did with the websites and all that sort of stuff. And we realized that I think our traffic is like 2 people through the website, and all of it's just from outreach. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, now all I do is write my mission log at the start of the day is like, okay, well, I will send 5 DMs every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll post 6 times a week.
Mhm.
Like, those are the 2 things that have made business
Biggest
go,
impacts.
"Vup."
Yeah.
Nothing else needs
Yeah.
to get in the way.
And I think the other stuff matters.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's like the authority and all of that still is a thing. Like having a good website and having good branding and just good media and stuff still gives off a certain amount of authority.
Yep.
But I had a full book with none of it.
Yeah, because you were consistent.
Because it was like, if I need a client, I'll make a phone call.
Yeah.
And
Because
Jace was,
I
if I need
see-
a client, I'll
yeah.
talk to someone on the gym floor. Like it's,
Mm.
we had all that before this, when we were recording the podcast on a phone, when it was all shit, when
Yep.
like all of our content still had my spelling mistakes in them. Like
Mm.
it didn't matter.
No.
We're still able to be full. So people are working top down instead of bottom up.
Mm.
It's like, cool. So you've gone and found, from the strategies you just mentioned, whether it's calls, DMs, whatever, you've gone and found 35 people that want to work with you. Amazing. Now you've got budget,
Mm.
and you've got time,
Mm.
and you've got emotional space to be like, all right, let's build a website.
Yep.
And then that'll add credibility, authority, and maybe it means you can put your prices up $10.
Yeah. I think, yeah, like you said, that people start reverse. Like I see it all the time with content is someone hasn't filmed or done anything the whole time they're on social media. But then all of a sudden they've booked this extravagant shoot,
Yeah.
this one-off shoot, professional
Yeah.
videographer. It's a whole thing. It's a whole workout thing. What happened afterwards? Where's the follow-up?
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing. So the if you just bring the bar down and go, okay, if I film consistent stuff with my phone, and then every so often I have that,
Yeah.
and then probably from the consistency stuff you put on more clients to actually pay for that thing.
Yeah.
Because I see it so often is that they've just gone, oh, I need to have a professional looking
Yeah.
social thing. No one probably even watched it.
I'm curious, for a consumer, are we on the opposite end of that? Like, obviously, Hormozy's come out and said, like, I'm not doing polished content anymore.
Mm.
I feel like...
The pendulum goes, we'll start swinging back.
Yeah,
Look at Sam Sulek, look at all that content now where it's just like, essentially, he's talking about his feelings in a car while he's super jacked. And then, a lot of, C-bums followed suit. Like, he's obviously still got nice cameras and an aesthetic look, but he's just... The sound quality is almost worse now, and so I think like anything, the pendulum will swing back again, and we'll get some outrageous sort of stuff with
AI, probably
AI and stuff. But I find it difficult to watch with Chris Williamson's podcast. I find it too extravagant.
Yeah, we did those like studio ones.
Yeah, like he did that one on that fucking
the wall and shit.
Yeah, I was like,
I enjoyed the documentary more than the podcast.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not even looking at that.
Yeah.
So I think there's a point where it can go too far. But I think anything's going to be good if the value's there.
Yeah.
And if you're speaking to the person that you want to work with.
Yeah. And
I think matter how extravagant it is.
I know I like fanboy him a lot, but there's no disputing that he's number one right now in our industry with James Smith's content. I remember watching him in his apartment at his kitchen table on a laptop with fucking corded iPhone, random live Q&As. For fucking years, man. It's like, open up your Facebook in the morning, James is live.
Yep.
Just fucking day after day after day after day. Wasn't polished, audio sucked, internet was shit, it was blurry. Fucking, the guy could have at least wiped his camera. Like,
yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah.
And I think at the moment, I think part of it is lockdown. Like what you said in terms of just like, I went and bought everything, learned everything. Everyone was thrust into this content creation portal that we had to do it, and Reels came out at the same time, and it was like, Instagram was like, oh no, TikTok is going to bury us. So we have to become a video platform tomorrow. So all your pictures, not showing them to anyone. It's not getting any traction. It's Reels.
To me, that didn't happen earlier with Vine. You remember Vines? Like that was that blew up really rapid. I mean, that's where Jake Paul and all those guys came from.
At least for me, maybe I was older. Vine was something you watched on Facebook.
Yeah.
I didn't have Vine
compilations.
I watched Vine through Facebook, so I knew it was a thing. Maybe it was big in the States, but
I think so.
Here it was just like they were on Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that meant everyone had to get the same captions up. Everyone got CapCut. Everyone got all the same fucking shit. All the bog stock B-roll, horrible. And then obviously all these, everyone came in as video editors. I'll edit your video like Alex Hormozy if you pay me $5. So then everyone started doing that. It's just like everyone's shit looked the same. And the consumer just got to the point where it's like, I was saying, like, I go straight to explore. It's like, I've seen this video 8 times today. 8 different people have used the exact same sequence to create this and basically said the same thing because they think that's what they need to say. And every now and then, I'll be like, fuck, that was made for a client, and it hits me. I'm not even the client. And I'm like, that's fucking good.
Yeah, you can tell.
So I think what we're seeing now is a shift back market-wise. All the personal trainers that were fringe online have realized that online's hard and are back face-to-face or left. And the consumer, again, is now prioritizing face-to-face instead of online. So that's working. So we're seeing less people put out as much content because you don't have to as much anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Which, that brings it back to just being, you don't have to have this overproduction to stand out animore.
No.
You just have to make a valid point.
And I think as always say, like having a mixed business, like face to face and online, you're going to be in great position to do both.
Yeah.
And you know, like,
Do you know what? I reckon if we packed up Learn, I'd go coach face to face.
I thought you said you wouldn't do it.
What do you mean?
Didn't you say, you told me one time, you're like, oh, I don't think I could go back face to face.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think. I think being in a face-to-face environment gives you so much leverage to be successful online
Yeah, I agree.
that you can't create without it.
Yeah.
So I have great clients that share their training a lot. And it's really, really useful when you're a 34-year-old male
Yep.
that trains 28-year-old females.
Yep.
Because I can't just post myself.
No.
Because the girls aren't going to buy me training chest.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate in that way, but I know when I had 8 of them in the gym and I could film Ali's doing this today, Kate's doing this today, fucking someone else is doing this today, and we're doing this because of this, this, and this. Like you said, in terms of your clients complain or whatever, it's like you have an idea walking in the session, all you have to do is talk about it.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, can I film this set? Or I'm going to film this set for your tech.
Yep.
And I'm like, can I post that?
Yep.
Like, yeah, sweet, of course. And then you talk, it's like,
You know, you've got
so much leverage, man.
X amount of content for, you know, an hour's work, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
having the mix of both is awesome.
I think so many people think I've got to go away and create content.
Or it just has to be like organic. Like it has to just come from nothing. Like it has to,
Yeah.
But, you know,
I need to sit down with my empty piece of
yeah,
paper on my
but,
laptop.
you know, just like find a content person that you like. Like obviously, I like James Smith and the way that he talks and stuff. And you know, he'll say this as well. He goes, just copy it in your own way. You know, pick the topic and work out how he went about it and spoke about it, and does this resonate with the client that you want to, you know, attract. And then just talk about it in your own way, whether that's, you know, obviously you talking in front of the camera or writing it down or whatever else. I think everyone's so scared of like copying stuff, but I don't think there's really anything that's original anymore.
Yeah.